welcome. Don't forget to hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe. Participate in the chat. Today we're going to be doing a 3D art class. We're going to be doing some flowers. I'm going to try to experiment doing other things aside from the regular flowers that I usually do. Um, this is, I think, the third class that I've done um, here live. So definitely check out my playlist, um, and you'll be able to see everything that I do. I'm going to give you some tips, tricks on how to make your 3D art a little bit better. I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. I will answer questions once I finish with, the art that I'm doing. And yeah, I have Sugar here with me, and she will answer any questions that any of you might have. And yeah, let's do this, bestie. Let's do this. Welcome, 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 everyone. So I'm going to start. People who come in later will have to probably watch from the beginning. But yeah. So the first thing you need is a dappen dish about this big. You don't really need a lot. Most of you will need acetone. When it comes to acetone, the purpose of the acetone is to help the acrylic and the monomer set that bead faster. That way you don't have to wait. If you are allergic to acetone, it's completely understandable if you don't want to use the acetone. It's fine too. You can do it. However, you might have to wait a little bit longer. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks in case you're dealing with runny beads and how to get your liquid to powder ratio right. I am going to teach you how to use the brush. Now, this is a 3D brush, and this is a number 4. This is a panna brush. You can barely see the name there. You can buy this off of Amazon, and it's very affordable, inexpensive. It's about $10. So I'm going to start explaining certain things about the brush. Whenever we're doing the application, majority of the pressure that you're going to use on the brush is going to be about, hold on, I'm trying to get the phone to focus. Okay, there. So you're going to use about this much of the brush, depending on the bead and depending on what you're doing. Whenever you clean your brush, it's very important that you clean it. I'm going to show you how to clean it by the end of the live so that it stays in this same shape. You don't want to put too much pressure on the brush, because if you do, then it's going to lose its shape. I'm going to teach you exactly which parts of the brush to use whenever you're doing a petal. So let's start with the monomer. I use one of these to pour the monomer inside the dappen dish. So again, it all depends on the type of monomer that you're using. It depends on the type of acrylic that you're using. What I mean by that is, again, not everyone needs to use acetone, because some people might have a fast setting monomer and a fast setting acrylic. When you have those two, you don't necessarily need acetone. But because I have a slow setting or a medium setting monomer and I have a slow setting acrylic, I do need acetone. So let me just grab some acetone here. Oh, I think it finally gave up on me. Oh, never mind. I think that was a little bit too much. I might have to add a little bit more monomer. But yeah, it all depends. It's gonna take you a few tries for you to actually get kind of like the trick to how much monomer and how much acetone you should use on your dapping dish. And then you're just gonna mix this, and you are all set and ready to start. So let me start by giving some shout outs. So shout out to Sugar to Clips, my bestie. Shout out to Nail Crochet. Thank you so much for being here. If you want your name to be shouted out, don't forget to comment. Just say hi. If you have any questions, please do ask. Always remember that I have to concentrate on what I'm doing, and then I can give you your proper shout out. So I'm going to start with the color yellow. Again, this is a slow setting acrylic. So what I'm going to do is, because I want a bigger bead, I'm going, and this is a number size brush, I'm going to submerge the brush on the monomer, and I'm not going to tap it. This brush doesn't really hold that much monomer. And if I want a bigger bead, I can't lose any of the monomer that's within the brush, and you're going to see the bead. The lighter color is the acrylic that has not set yet. I'm going to place it down. If you see that your bead it's a little bit dry, you can poke it with your brush to release whatever excess monomer is still in there. And because this has already acetone, you're going to push down. Let's say you had a rhinestone there. You don't necessarily need one. Push down at a 45-degree angle just a bit, just that much. And let's say you're not using monomer, you're using a rhinestone as a point, you can bring this part down and you still have enough height on the sides of your petal. So we're going to start practicing just some petals first, and then we're going to go and move forward to making an actual flower. So since I showed you already how I pick up the bead, I'm going to do the same thing. Pick up another bead. I'm going to place the bead. Now let's say the bead has too much monomer. So I'm going to release whatever left monomer it's in here to make it a little bit wet. The bead is going to start to run towards the sides, but you want an actual round kind of with height bead. So if you see that your bead is not really this high and it starts to run towards the sides, you can always move the nail upside down to help that acrylic gravitate towards the center. And then you go in. You have to wait until it looks like this. It looks matted. And then you go in and you put a little bit of pressure down, and you can still play with the bead a little bit, but you have to be patient with it. So if you're not using acetone, the reason why this kind of set a little bit faster is because it has acetone. Yes, you can start by doing 3D flowers with gels first, like the non-stick gels. That's how I started. It's actually much easier because it's not going to set until you actually put it in the lamp. However, those type of gels are still affected by weather, whether it's too warm or if it's cold, it's going to be a little bit harder. But yes, I definitely recommend people to start doing 3D flowers with the non-stick gels. However, there are people that are extremely allergic to the gels, and those technically a lot of the gels you have to kind of use them without the glove, because some of them can stick to the glove. They're non-stick, but they'll stick to anything plastic, or if you place the bead in a palette, it'll stick to the palette. Trust me, I've been there, done that. But yes, you can start doing that. So shout out to what's your name? Diana. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. So I'm going to grab another bead, submerge the brush all the way inside to grab as much monomer as the brush can. And then I'm going to grab a bigger bead. I'm going to tap the brush. This is going to help this acrylic kind of polymerize a little bit faster. You're going to wait a few seconds, and then you're going to release that bead. Again, I'm going to poke the bead to release the monomer. You don't always have to do this. If you're noticing that your beads are a little bit too wet, do not go and poke on the bead. Dry it first, and then if you need to come back to the bead, then you press on it, because you're going to release too much monomer. Again, at a 45-degree angle with the brush pointing down, you're going to press down very lightly. And I'm going to show you what happens if you put too much pressure. Let me pick up another bead, for example. These are some of the mistakes that you might make. For example, this is a really wet bead. And then if you go and you start poking at it, you're releasing the monomer that's left on the brush. Now you can see the bead is starting to get bigger on the sides. And when I turn it, it doesn't have that much height. So what you can do, like I said, is you can move your nail. If you're doing it like on a nail, just turn the nail upside down, and that's going to help the acrylic kind of go back together towards the center of that bead. And then once it no longer looks shiny, you can go in and press. But that's the perfect time to play with the bead, when it's no longer shiny. And then you can go down here and fix the tip of that bead. Because I did get asked that one time, because I usually use a rhinestone in the middle, and someone asked me, do you have to use a rhinestone? I said no, you can definitely do it without the rhinestone. You just have to make sure that the bottom of the bead looks kind of pointy to give the illusion of an actual petal. And then whatever bead you put on the side, you have to make sure it does the same thing. It points towards the center. You have to have a center for every single flower that you do. It doesn't matter the shape of the petal. Now let's try a different shape. For this type of shape, you don't necessarily have to wait until it's fully curing. You can work with it a little bit faster, but you still have to wait. Again, this is a learning process. Now place a bead down. I'm going to wait about 2 seconds, release it from the brush, and I'm going to poke it a little bit to release a little bit of that monomer. Now, let's say you press on that bead too soon. You press down. What's going to happen is the acrylic is going to start to self-level again, and you're not going to be able to have kind of like the shape that you want. So it's going to go back together. So I just wanted to explain that. So let me do the petal that I want to do. I'm going to pick up the bead. I'm going to place it. Wait around 2 seconds. Release it. It had enough monomer in it, so I don't have to poke it. So again, learning game. You're going to count about 4 or 5 seconds, depending if you have acetone. If you don't have acetone, you might have to wait a little bit longer. Then before it starts to set, it still looks a little bit shiny. I'm going to press down at a 45-degree angle, just lightly. I'm going to turn my brush to the side, and with the tip of the brush, I'm going to make a long line from the center of the petal all the way up. You see? It's separated at the top. You're going to use the body of the brush to push those two tips together. You're not going to use the tip of your brush. You're going to use the body of the brush, pushing them to the side. Because if you use the tip too much, and then let's say this petal was a little bit more set, like the acrylic was set a little bit more, what you're going to do is you're going to ruin your brush, because then that tip is going to start to open. And once you lose the shape of the brush, yes, if you take good care of it, I've had this brush for like over a year, I would say 2 years maybe. And because of the way I clean it by the end of whatever flower I'm doing, I make it go back to its original shape. I clean it every single time, make sure there's no acrylic in it. That's why you should do just light presses. If you have to put too much pressure, either you waited too long for the petal to set, or um well, yeah, technically that would be it. You probably waited too long, and so you would have to do it a little bit faster. Again, when it comes to acetone and monomer, it's a learning curve, and definitely you have to learn your seconds. It's very important to count seconds. So that's how I was able to do that type of petal. Let me see if there's any questions. Yeah, definitely take notes. And if you want to practice, oh, my nails. Yes, I did this nails yesterday. I went live and I was using Melody Susie's gel, and I also used Mia's Secret acrylic, and I also used Soleil's acrylic. Like this acrylic in particular, the glitter that's from Soleil. The rhinestones are from LGM Pro, embellishments from Amazon. Flowers are from Amazon. This color is from Melody Susie, from that collection that they sent me. And then this nail right here is an ombre. I did add a little bit of acrylic here, the glitter acrylic, and then I encapsulated the nail. And then I did this 3D flower in white. And then I chose, well, people, usually when I go live, I ask people to give me their ideas and what they would like to see. And that this is what they chose. This is actually, I just put my hands and I did the job, but they chose the design because I had no idea what I was going to do. So shout out to Darlis. Shout out to Nessa. Thank you so much for being here. Katrina, thank you so much. Oh, you were watching yesterday. Thank you so much for coming back. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate it. Shout out to you, honey. Thank you so much for being here. Who else did I miss? Emmy, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you. Your Faith Jody, thank you so much for being here. Susanna, thank you. I'm sorry, Susan. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I appreciate you all very much. Now let's practice this petal again. One more time. I'm going to submerge my brush completely inside the dapping dish. I'm not going to remove any of the monomer. If you're not using acetone, do dap the brush. Let's say I dip it in the brush inside the dapping dish to make sure it grabs a lot of monomer. If I'm not using acetone, which is completely fine, make sure to dap it a little bit on the side like that. Tap. You just remove like one drop and then go in and pick up your bead. That's going to help you pick up a more concentrated bead. Again, it takes practice. It takes, playing with your acrylic, your monomer, and your acetone a lot. My flowers were not like this all the time. Trust me, my flowers look like pancake at first. So And please do follow me on Instagram. Show me your work. Tag me. I would love to see your work, and it would be an absolute honor to see that you're learning something from me. So, my link to my Instagram is in the description. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to pick up another bead. I'm going to tap the brush to help that polymerize a bit faster. Thank you for all the hearts. I can see them with the corner of my eye. I'm going to clean my brush because this bead in particular does not need extra monomer. So I don't know if you can see. It's very nice and shiny. I'm going to wait about 4 seconds, and then I'm going to push down at a 45-degree angle using about 40% of my brush. I'm going to turn my brush to the side, and then I'm going to make from the center a long line all the way up as long as I can get it. I'm going to go back, wet my brush, clean it, because that's going to help me maintain the brush clean. And then I'm going to go with the body of the brush and move those two tips that are up there towards the center and make them meet at the very end. And then I can move these two sides a little bit towards the side and make that petal look a little bit bigger. And you're still going to have, you know, some height to the bead. Now, let me show you what happens if you use too much monomer and too much pressure. Let's say you grab the bead, you placed it down, you poked it. Once you poke it and you add too much monomer, that bead is no longer going to have enough height. And then let's say I don't count and I start working with it too fast and I use too much pressure. This is what's going to happen. You see how thin it looks in the middle? Do you see the difference between this part right here and all, you know, the kind of like the acrylic here has some height. Here it does not. That's what happens when you use too much monomer, and then you're going to see that your bead is going to probably look like this. So it's not really, I mean, you can still make it work. It's just not going to look like this. So you want to make sure that when you're using your brush, you literally use about this much of the brush. This much when applying pressure. If you put more pressure than that, you can do it, but you can, I'm going to show you how you can do it and it's not going to look bad. So let's say you want a wider petal, right? I'm going to pick up a big bead. I'm going to place that bead down. It needs a little bit more monomer, so I'm just going to poke it to release the rest of the monomer. I'm going to clean my brush. I still have to wait, right? A few seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say I use more than that, but also move the brush kind of like in a fan or clockwork. Right? And let's say you want this petal, it's rounded. Let's say you want a little bit of a tip up here. And then you move the sides with the body of your brush like this. And you get that type of petal. So you have the tip, you have a nice wider petal. You saw that when I was putting pressure, I didn't open it completely and fan it out. If you start doing this to your brush like that, you're going to ruin the shape of your brush, and you don't want to do that. You don't 3D flowers do not require that much pressure. If you need that much to put that much pressure, you either waited too long or added probably too much acetone to the monomer, So there's different type of leaves that you can make. Let's say I want to make this type and then make it look like an actual leaf instead of a petal. So I'm going to again submerge my brush, pick up another bead, tap the brush. I'm going to place the bead, release a little bit of that monomer left in the brush. Again, pay very close attention on how I'm using my brush. I'm going to wait 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to press down, lift, press down, lift, press down, lift, press down, lift, press down. I'm not fanning the brush. Then I'm going to go up here to make sort of a tip. With the body of the brush, I'm going to move that tip a little bit thinner on the top, right? Then I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife whenever I find it, because I was not ready for this part. I'm just kind of showing you. Oh my God, what did I do with my X-Acto knife? Oh, here it is. I'm going to put the X-Acto knife inside the acrylic, and then I'm going to make a line in the middle. Then I'm going to make diagonal lines from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just going to make it look like more like a leaf. I don't know if you can tell. I should have used maybe a darker color. But I think you can see the marks there. All right. So this is what happens if you use the bead is too wet, you have not waited long enough, and you put too much pressure. It's horrible looking. It's just gonna be honest. So you have to be patient. Let me see who else has commented. Saba Allen, thank you so much for being here. Darla's. Oh, thank you, Darla's. Thank you so much. No, I am not. Why am I not tapping? This is a question Sugar asked me. She says, are you tapping any of the liquid out before you go into the powder though? I am not, because I have acetone in my monomer, but I know for a fact you don't use it because I know you're allergic to it. So you, like I said earlier, have to tap to release that one drop and then go and pick up a bead. And then you place it down, wait 2 seconds, release it. Don't go tapping on the bead because you're going to release too much monomer on that bead. Again, you want it nice and round and, you know, with a little bit of height like that. You see the lump of that bead? That's what you need. If it's too flat, you can always remove, the same way you add monomer to that bead, you can remove it by drying your brush and then going back and tapping the bead. You can remove some of that acetone. I mean, that monomer. And then you have to wait until it's no longer shiny. And then you press just a little bit of pressure. But you're probably going to have to wait a little bit longer since you're not using acetone. So that's the difference between your mix and mine. It's not something that you're doing wrong. It's something that you're doing different. That's all. As long as you get the whole tapping motion, and then you pick up the bead, release it. Don't touch it. Let it dry, clean your brush, and then go back in with your brush. I have a cat here. My cat was apparently somewhere on my desk. So I hope I answered that question. Let me see if there's any other questions here. Yep, that's why that what that sugar. That's exactly why I was explaining that, so you can have sort of an idea, because I was able to watch you do the flowers, and that's what I noticed. Let me see. Does anyone have any questions? Nail stamping art nurse, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you, Faith. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me grab a different color. And now I'm going to let's practice more this type of petal, okay? Because this one is the easiest. This one, you just place the bead and then you wait a few seconds, and then at a 45-degree angle, use about 35, maybe 40% of your brush, and then release. This petal right here requires a bit more work, so we're going to do a bit more of these petals. Let me grab the purple. Hi, you're from New York, the Bronx? My hubby's from there. That's where my mother-in-law in-law lives, in the Bronx. Okay, so let's start again with that same petal. I'm going to submerge my brush. I'm not going to tap it because I have acetone. If I didn't have acetone, I would have to tap it. I'm going to pick up my bead. I'm going to tap the brush to help that bead polymerize a bit faster. I'm going to place my bead down. 1, 2, release it. It needs a little bit of monomer. I can tap very lightly to release some of the excess monomer. Again, with this flower, you don't have to wait that long. So you're going to count probably until 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at a 45-degree angle with the brush facing towards a quote unquote center. You're going to push down. Then you're going to grab the brush, turn it to the side with the tip of the brush. You're going to do a long line, as long as you can make it. You see? You can also make this petal a bit wider by pushing on the sides. And then with the body of the brush, you're going to make those 2 tips on the top meet. And that's how you get that type of teardrop looking petal. Thank you, Misty. Thank you so much. Once again, let me just clean my brush real quick. As you can see, whenever I clean my brush, I'm going to show you another trick to make sure that your brush stays like this, because it's very important, the shape of your brush. I kind of like dip it, right? Then it's full of monomer right now. As you can see, it's very shiny. I go clean one side, then I clean the other side, then I clean those 2 tips on the sides, the 2 corners on the sides, and make it go back to its original shape. That's how you should clean your brush every single time, at the beginning of the applications and by the end of your applications. And that way you'll have a brush that it's on its original shape. It's very important. And like I was saying earlier, for those of you who are entering right now and coming in, don't forget to hit that like button. Paulina, shout out to you. Valerie, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hi. Like I was saying earlier, the pressure, the amount of pressure you put in there. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to help. Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, thank you, Cassie. Aw, stop it. Don't make me cry. It's too early. I try. I'm not an educator. I'm not a nail tech. I'm just giving you my tips and tricks because if I can do it, bestie, you can do it too. Mm. Thank you for that note, Paulina. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Okay, so Jeremiah, thank you for being here. Again, let's go pick up another bead. This one is a bit bigger. I'm going to tap the brush to help it polymerize. I'm going to press down very lightly. Wait about 2-3 seconds and release. This bead had a lot of acrylic in it, so I'm going to tap the bead very, very lightly to release the rest of the monomer that's in the brush. Again, I'm going to go in and then clean my brush before I work on it. Then 4 seconds already passed because I already see that it's starting to set. So I'm going to press down, move that brush to the side, make that long line in the middle. This bead had too much acrylic, so it's not cooperating, and I'm not going to put too much pressure on this brush, but I made it work. Okay. This is actually the perfect bead to make an actual leaf. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make that long line with the X-Acto knife. And then I'm going to do those diagonal lines on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn it on the other side. And then go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a nice leaf. Purple leaf. I try to be, Jeremiah. It's not easy, but I try to be. Okay. Now let's do something different. Let's try, if you wanted to do a rose, I'm going to show you how to do a petal for a rose. I'm going to dip my brush inside the monomer, pick up as much monomer as I can with the brush. I'm going to pick up my bead. I'm going to release that bead down. This bead, however, I need it to be a little bit more wet. And I'm going to explain why. I need to make a curve out of this round bead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up in the center and I'm going to move it. Right? I make that kind of like semicircle type of movement, and then I'm going to push back. I'm going to start to press down like this. And then every rose needs to kind of like the center tip of it. And that's how I'm going to make it. The same way I was explaining to you earlier, except that, you know, the petal itself is kind of like roundish. And then if you're going to grab another petal, you're going to grab another bead. Place it right where this one ended. If it's wet enough, you can do it just by placing it like that, putting it wet enough. You're going to clean your brush to remove whatever excess monomer, and you're going to push up. And then you're going to use technically the tip of the brush, and you're going to do like a sweeping motion, right? Sweep, 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 sweep. I'm literally just sweeping away. And then to do the center, I'm going to sweep a little bit more in the center of that petal. Right? And that's how you get that kind of like rose looking with enough height petal. You see how it's lapping on the other petal? You're going to do the same thing and repeat it again. You're going to grab as much monomer as you can. This is, of course, if you have acetone. You might still have to tap it if you're not using acetone. Grab the bead. Place the bead down. Clean my brush to remove the excess. Push up. Clean my brush again, and then we start sweeping. Sweep, 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 sweep. And then the center, do a little bit more sweeping, extra sweeping, just very lightly with the tip of your brush. This type of petals do not require pressure at all. It's more like a sweeping motion. See? And now you have enough height on the petal. You can put a little bit more pressure if you want it to look kind of bigger. And then the tip. See? And you're going to do that all the way around. Miss Gina, thank you for being here. Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are so awesome. You're going to make me cry. Again, let's pick up another bead. Place that bead down here. Like that. I'm going to push up just a little bit. And then we're going to start sweeping. I'm going to make the sound of sweeping. Pew, 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 pew. That's not really sweeping. That sounds more like a, you know, like a pew, pew. And then in the middle, just a little bit more. See? Again. You don't have to do it as fast as I'm doing. Take your time. You can do your rose either bigger or smaller. It does not matter as long as you start. And then I'm going to pick up another bead. And clean my brush. Push that petal up. And even though I'm literally on the edge, look, I'm literally on the edge. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to push it up here because I'm not sweeping in this direction straight. I'm sweeping up. So I'm going to start sweeping. Make that petal overlap with the other one. Sweep, 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 sweep. Just using the tip of your brush. Sweep, 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 sweep. And then you want that sweeping motion to have a pointy center. Oh, thank you so much for the gift, Cassie. And then we're going to make that tip really stand out. See? Doesn't matter that I was right there on the edge. It kind of goes out a little bit, but I still make it work. gonna grab another petal, another bead, I'm sorry. I keep saying petal. And I'm gonna place it right in between those two that were there. I'm gonna push that petal up first, like a little bit in this circle motion here. Right, and then we're gonna start sweeping again. Sweep, 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 sweep. Very feathery motion. And then in the center, to make it pointy, you just sweep a little bit extra. That's all you gotta do. Now for the petals in the center of this flower, you're going to overlap them between two petals to start closing in that rose. Now this rose looks a little bit weird because it's kind of long, but I'm gonna make it work somehow. Again, I'm gonna clean my brush, push up, and then I'm going to start sweeping again, sweeping upwards. Sweep, 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 sweep. Then you sweep a little bit extra in the center. And then I'm going to place another petal in between these two, overlapping these two, connecting it to, sorry, in between these two petals, and then overlapping it with this one here. I have other classes on, if you want to become a member, you can join. It's $4.99 a month. I do have, can't remember, 2, maybe 3 bling classes. I'm going to push up just a little bit, and I'm going to wait a few seconds. Clean my brush again, and then I start to sweep. Sweep, 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 sweep. And then sweep a little bit more in that middle to make it pointy. And this is how it's looking so far. You see, the flower has enough height. Again, I'm going to place a bead right here between these two petals. Actually, since this is kind of long, it's going to go in between these 3 petals right here, because I need to start closing that flower. And place the bead down here. Clean my brush. Push. And for this flower, it really doesn't matter if the bead is too wet. You might actually need a wetter bead. So I'm going to push up. Make that kind of circle motion, right? Clean my brush again, and then I'm going to start to sweep up again. And then I sweep a little bit extra. I'm sorry. I sweep a little bit extra in the middle, sweeping upwards. See? Now we have a more closed rose. Now I'm going to do 2 more petals, one overlapping these 2, and then one overlapping maybe these ones over here. Now at this point, you can just do the very center of the flower. So, okay, this is when I need you guys to let me know. Do you just want me to do the center of the flower? Or do you want me to do 2 more petals? It is tricky. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Nail Crochet. It is very tricky. Well, that's why I'm nighttime nail therapy. This is why I'm doing these lives so that you can do it too, because I know you can. Yep. Yep. It's good that you guys let me know because I don't know. Just do the center. Okay. So for the center, again, for the rose, you do not need a very perfect rounded bead. It can even be a wetter bead. Okay, let's just work with the center, and I'm going to do a bead in the center. Now this bead, however, needs to be round. I clean my brush back and front and then side to side. I'm going to wait a few seconds, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the tip of my brush and I'm going to dig in, up and down, up and down, up and down until I do that kind of circle in the middle. And then I'm going to pull up a little bit. So let's do this now that it's starting to set. Dig, 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 dig. And then I'm going to move these a little bit to open them up a little bit. And then in the center, I'm just going to do like a circle motion. And then here, circle motion. And that's how you do the center of your rose. Oh, okay, cool. Now you have a nice pretty rose. Even though it looked kind of weird at first, I still made it work. And, you know, I was able to kind of make it look a little bit more rounded in the middle. Now, let's do my bestie's favorite flower, which is this type of petal. This type of petal right here, but a full flower of it. And I'm going to do it right here. I'm not going to use any rhinestones. Actually, you know what? Yes, I am. Just to show you what I mean by center. Kind of define a center. I'm just going to use a big caviar bead. I hope you all are learning something new today. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, participate in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to use this caviar bead as the center of my flower. It's going to flash cure real quick. Share it if you find it helpful. If you want a bestie of yours to step up her game. I'm just cleaning my brush at this time. Let me give some shout outs. Oh, this is the Double Rhythm 3D Clear Sculpting Gel. This is a no wipe, and that's why I like it, because it's a non-wipe. You can get this off of Amazon. I should have a conversation with Double Rhythm. I've been I've been recommending their stuff a lot lately, because all my collection of gels are from Double Rhythm. I am obsessed with Double Rhythm. Okay. So no worries, Nana Aunt. It's okay. I'm still teaching people how to do the flowers. But if you want the tips when it comes to the monomer, you definitely should watch from the beginning. But thank you for joining in and saying hi. Okay, let's grab our first petal. And I'm going to place this right here. Let it go, because I know for a fact it has enough monomer in there. I'm going to wait about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use this caviar bead as my point, like my center. I'm going to press down at a 45-degree angle, push down, move my brush to the side, do that long line in the middle. And then at this point, I can either close this or just open these petals a little bit, which I will, because I want to make them a little bit thicker. And then with the body of the brush, I'm going to close the two tips together. And I should not have used this because I don't have enough length on the sides, but we're going to make it work. I can do one on a, you know what, let me do, wrong place to put that flower, because that flower does need space, not like the rose. The rose doesn't really need that much space. So my apologies for that, bestie. But I like to put a rhinestone like in the center to use it as reference, like a reference center point per se. Ah, that's too much glue. No. And this is when things start to go wrong. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you find this helpful, share it with your besties. Become one of my besties by joining. You can also become one of my members for $4.99 a month. That looks horrible, but anyway, we're just playing around here, so that's going to cure that for about 10 seconds. Let's try another color. I'm going to try pink. Oh, the blue. Okay. I'll use the blue. Oh, surprise, bestie. I forgot to tell y'all today's live it's a giveaway live. I forgot to tell y'all. I did a giveaway yesterday And I'm going to do a giveaway today. I forgot to tell y'all. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's a smaller giveaway, of course, because I'm not rich. But you're going to get these colors that I have here. I made these acrylics myself, and you can create obviously 3D flowers. You can also do nails with them. So yeah, you just have to be subscribed to my channel, hit that like button, share this live, and participate in the chat. Oh, and stay until the end. Um, and follow me on Instagram because that's how we're going to communicate. Yes, these acrylics are custom made. I made them myself. But yeah, you got to stay till the end, participate in the chat, say hi, ask questions, tell me where you're from, and tell me what you think about the flowers, etc. etc. Hi, Alexandria. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so I'm going to give you these colors right here. They're the same size. They're just 10 grams. And some rhinestones. That's actually a lot of them. But yeah, they're the little pots of rhinestones. They're about the same size. So that's what's going to be in the giveaway. So if you want to participate, stay until the end, bestie. Okay, so I'm going to grab monomer. Oh, I am trying my best. I'm trying my best, besties. I'm trying. Okay, let's start with the flower. Grab the bead. Place the bead down. Gets nice and round. Actually, let me see if I can just, instead of moving it closer, just give you a closer look by not having to move my hand so close to the phone. And then I'm going to push down at a 45-degree angle using the caviar bead as my center point. Push down, and then I'm going to turn my brush to the side, make a long line. I'm going to make this petal a little bit wider. And then I'm going to bring those two tips with the body of the brush towards the middle. I'm going to make those two tips up there meet. Again, I'm going to grab my monomer, grab another bead. I'm going to place it right here. Release. Clean my brush. I'm going to push down. Turn my brush to the side. Do a long line in the middle. I'm going to open this petal a little bit more with the body of the brush. I'm going to make those 2 points meet. And I'm going to repeat the same process. Place the bead down. Clean my brush. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push down at a 45-degree angle. Turn my brush to the side. Do that long line in the middle. I'm going to open this petals a little bit towards the side, and then I'm going to make those two tips at the top meet. Repeat the same process. Grab my bead. Place my bead down. And poke this bead a little bit. Clean my brush. Push down at a 45-degree angle. Do that long line. Make this petal a bit wider. Move those two tips to meet in the middle. Grab another bead. And place that bead right here. Gonna count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna push down at a 45-degree angle. Then I'm gonna do that long line again all the way up. Make these petals a little bit wider again, and then with the body of the brush I'm going to make those two tips meet in the middle. And there you have it. Looks a little bit retarded, but hey. You can look at it this way or you can look at it this way and it doesn't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, no, and it is easy. You just have to practice. You know? Oh, thank you, Nighttime Nail Therapy. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Let me see if I missed any questions. No problem, Alexandria. Thank you so much. I'm glad you found me too. Thank you. Oh, thank you. She's so sweet. Any questions so far? Let me know. Oh, bestie, stop it. Yep, that's going to get a like. Yep. Hi, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. I love you so much. Okay. You know what I've been wanting to do? I want to learn how to do other things aside from flowers because I've done different types of flower. I mean, not these are fake, but I've done, let me see. Where did I know I have some somewhere. I don't know where I put them. Are they in here? I can't remember where I put the other flowers that I've made with you guys before. I was going to show them to you, but I don't have them, so my bad. Again, thank you for your donation, bestie. I appreciate it so much. Wait, what I miss? Oh my god. Nails stamping art nurse. You are too funny. It takes practice, besties. Take your time. Do not rush yourselves. Don't do not compare yourself to other people. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace because you're starting. And the hardest part, you already did it, which was start. That's like the most difficult part is starting. Once you start, you you all you need is determination. You need to be determined that I got this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to practice. And the more you practice, the faster you'll get, Oh, another thing, another tip I want to give you guys is make sure that you use one type of acrylic when you're starting to do your nails. Don't go into different brands. Stick to one. You stick to one brand and you learn how to do the flowers with that brand, then you can go and adventure with other different brands, okay? That's another very, very important tip. Let me use another rhinestone right here. Not rhinestone, caviar bead in the middle. I'm going to do the simple flower, but I'm going to do it in a rainbow. I'm going to use all the colors. It's going to look so pretty. I always like doing that rainbow flower for some reason. And then I'm going to cure for about 10 seconds. I do apologize for the noise. My neighbors are moving out and there's a lot of going up and down the stairs. I'm going to use the green just to do the leaves. I'm going to use the rest of the colors to do the actual flower. And grab my first petal. I'm going to place it down. Let go of the bead and clean my brush. This is the flower that you need to wait a little bit. If you see that your monomer is starting to run, just move it upside down and it'll help that acrylic stay in that kind of rounded way. As you see from the bottom, it's starting to run towards the sides. So that's why I put it upside down. And then we're going to push down at a 45-degree angle. And grab another petal. And place that bead down. Let it go. But because this is at an angle, like it's on the nail, if it has too much monomer, it's going to run this way. So you can always turn the finger upside down or just make sure that it's kind of like you turn your nail facing, sorry, like if the bead was going to run towards the rhinestone or the gem. And then you're going to push down at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to do the bead on the other side to kind of keep it a little bit symmetrical. I clean my brush before moving in because I noticed from the second I put it down, the bead, I noticed it had too much monomer. So I was trying to remove a little bit of the monomer. You see how big it looks? You can always remove monomer and reshape that bead. And then go in at a 45-degree angle and push down. This petal is going to look bigger than this one because I used a lot more monomer. I mean, a lot more acrylic. Just removing some of the monomer. Not every flower is going to be perfect. Trust me, I still make my mistakes, as you can see. You just have to learn to just go with it. Now I'm going to push down at a 45-degree angle. I had to tap my brush because I noticed I was using way too much monomer. That's why all the petals look different sizes. You have to make sure that when you're doing your flowers, it's kind of hard to pick up the beads the same size. But, you know, the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. That's why these ones at the bottom look kind of shorter and this one looks so long. But I'm just showing you this because, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Not every flower is going to be perfect. And if you notice, this petal right here is so shiny, it still has monomer in it. And if I don't go and press down again, it's going to move a little bit towards the center and it's not going to look like a petal. But you kind of get the idea. Oh, I forgot to do the leaf. I'll do a leaf right here. And clean my brush. I'm going to wait until it starts to set. When does it start to set, Nelly? It starts to set when it no longer looks shiny. It starts to look a little bit matted. Because of the light, it's still going to look shiny to you guys, but it's in fact a little bit matted on my side. That's going to be the perfect time to work with it. I'm going to push down at a 45-degree angle, turn my brush to the side, do that long line in the middle, move the petals to make them wider, and then make sure to put these two tips together with the body of my brush. Then I'm going to grab again, I'm going to clean my brush. And then I'm going to go in with the X-Acto knife and I'm going to do the diagonal lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing on the other side. Diagonally. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have a leaf. See? And let's say, let's do something a little bit more crazy. Let's do a curved leaf. I'm going to wet my brush, grab my bead, place the bead down. Okay. I'm going to wait about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to push down towards the flower, 45-degree angle. And then instead of going straight, I'm going to do kind of like a curve for the center. See? See how I did that? You still have to bring those two tips together. This is my favorite type of leaf, the curved ones. And then you go back in, do the lines 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. See the difference? A curved leaf and a straight one. This is my favorite type of leaf, just so you know. Let me see. Not the wipe question again. Of course, somebody had to ask that question. Oh, you want the pancake flower rose? Sure. Yes, Katrina, that is important. It is important to see, to watch lives, because people actually make mistakes and you can see them fix them. You're absolutely right about that. So let's just talk about the elephant in the room. I just got asked, how do I wipe? I'm assuming that was the comment that was deleted. I didn't get a chance to look in time. I'm going to ask that same person. Do you wipe when you wipe? Do you go straight like this? Like, do you go in like this? Is that how you wipe? Like, do you have to dig in there to wipe yourself? That's going to be painful. No, you just, wipe. But at the end of the day, who cares? I know I'm clean. I'm concerned about that person's health. Honestly, if they go in there like that, nails hold a lot of bacteria. Don't go in there. Hi, Cordy. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. So, Sugar wants me to make the pancake rose. I haven't done that flower since my very first pancake flower. It looks so bad in my eyes. That is my least favorite flower. I'm not going to lie. My least favorite flower. And that's not actually the name. I gave it that name. I gave it the name, the pancake flower. It's actually another way of doing a rose, but it's not going to look. I'm going to put it next to this one, and then you guys tell me which one you like better. If you like this one better, or if you like the pancake one. Okay. So, let's do a rainbow pancake flower. How about that? That should be fun. So, the rainbow pancake flower, you need the circle bead. It's not like the other one where I needed a long kind of bead. You actually need a circle type of bead. And what you're going to do is you're going to press down at a 45-degree angle, push down, lift your brush, push down, and you're going to kind of like make the petal like this. Kind of expand the petal a little bit. See, it looks like a pancake already. And then let's grab another color bead. And I place it right here. I'm going to clean my brush. Again, pushing down at a 45-degree angle. Let's just wait a few seconds. Push down in the middle. Lift, push down again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. You see how I'm still overlapping the petals? You see how I'm still overlapping them? And that's the reason why I wanted to do different color petals, so that you could see what I'm doing. Again, that bead in the middle. You're going to need a round bead, and it's a little too much monomer on it. Again, 45-degree angle. Push down, lift, 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 push down. Clean my brush again, same thing. I'm going to turn my swatch stick upside down to make sure that that bead stays rounded in the middle. Turn it back the way it was. Push down, lift, push down, and lift, push down, lift, push down, lift. It's technically the same motion. And then this one right here is going to be overlapping the other two, the first petal and the last one that I just made. I'm going to wait a few seconds. Push down at a 45-degree angle. And then I can do the center. If you think it has too much monomer, this is a good trick. Just flip it upside down. Leave it like that for a few seconds and then turn it back the way that you had it. Going to clean my brush, and then I'm going to do the same motion that I did earlier for the center. That's a pancake rose, except here, I kind of made this a little bit too big, but you can fix it by pushing it inwards. That's the pancake flower. And here is the big difference. You see the texture on the flowers? And do you see the way the petals are formed here and the way the petals are moved here? That's the difference. But it's rainbow, so I love it. I love everything rainbow. Hi, Miss Kimmy. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see if I missed any questions. Yes, this is a safe place, but we tolerate no disrespect. Hi, Corinne Marquez. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying the live so far. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I wanted to do a ladybug, so I took out this red color. I need to find my black. Hold on, let me see. Let me see where I put it. Okay, so I have my red and because I wanted to try something I have not done yet. And I haven't tried doing a ladybug or like a bee. It should be quite simple, really. Of course, you will need gel polish for it. I need white to do the oh my God, I forgot the name. You know what I mean. Let me, I need the yellow. That's the green one. Give me 1 second, you guys. You would need gel polish, obviously. This is for that, and then this is for the purple. For a ladybug, I would need a red. It should be quite easy. Should be. Not that it's going to be. That's why I said should. So I also made this. I took out the wrong red. Darn it. Okay, so this is what we have. It has glitter. So our ladybug is going to have glitters. And then black for her little head. Of course, I'll need gel polish for other details. And I'll need the white. No, not the white now. The white is for the bee. So I'll put the yellow together with the white. Okay. This should be easy. Tap. I'm gonna pick up a bead. I'm gonna place that bead down. I'm gonna poke it a little bit because it's a little bit too dry. Technically, that's how I should leave it, right? But I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna press on it lightly. And I'm gonna pull it just a little bit here. And then I'm just gonna submerge a tip. Ah, that's too much. That would have been a really big headed. Just a tip, teeny bit. And place her little head right here. This is too dark of a red. Okay, so it had too much monomer, but I'm gonna go in and remove some of that monomer and push that to make it rounder. This is definitely the wrong red. It's too dark for a ladybug. But I don't know where I put my other red. Is this? No, this is, I think, a brighter red. Right? Yeah. Okay, let me try with this one. This one has glitter too. Let's try this baby out again with a brighter red. Yeah, this red looks much better. I'm just going to place it there, leave it there, and just let it be. And then just the very tip. And place that little head right there. I'm going to clean the brush. And I'm going to poke it to remove a little bit of that monomer. Clean the brush. Right? Now let me close the acrylics because I'm clumsy, you guys. Yesterday I was doing this nail and I dumped all the flowers and all the caviar beads all over my desk because I'm that clumsy. You can learn how to make your own acrylics. And, you know, you make your own acrylics and you are golden. Let me look for my black gel polish. As you can see, like I said earlier, everything, like all my polishes are from Double Rhythm. That's why I said Double Rhythm should like sponsor me or something. I'm just gonna grab this palette. I just need one drop. That's all I need. because this beauty is very, very tiny. Wrong, wrong area. Oh, that was too much. Too many dots, too close together. Right? I think the red is still a little bit too dark, but I know I have another red. I just don't know where I put it. Now let's try a B. Let me see if I missed any comments. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, you're so love, my ladybug. Thank you. Oh, my hands are not steady. I try my best. I suffer from a lot of things, but I um I no longer have a thyroid. I had to remove my thyroid. So because of that, um my my hands are shaky. So I literally have to put pressure on my with my pinky if I want to keep a steady hand, or put pressure somewhere with some other finger to get a pretty straight line. Let's try a B. So to get the most monomer I can grab on this brush, I have to open the bristles and then let it close, and it picks up a lot more. And the B should be around the same thing, sort of, except it should have kind of like a little tail. Kind of. Oh, I closed the black. Oops, I fell. Let me try to save this bead. Yay, we saved it. Right? And then I need the white. to do the feather. Not, what the hell am I talking about? You see those two beads in there? I don't know if you can see them. Those are mistakes that I've made. So see, I make mistakes too. And then I'm gonna press down. Hold on. Look at my bee. I still have to paint her. Oh, that's so cute. I'm gonna try to paint the stain with acrylic. But then the lines, I'll make them with I'll do the lines with the gel. Doesn't she look cute? Oh, I'm so excited. This is my first bee. My very first bee, you guys. Ah, she's so pretty. Look at her. She's so cute. I'm so proud of myself. What do you guys think of my first bee? Oh, wait, it missed a lot. I do have to do a bee nail now. Hi, Jessica. Aw. Give him lots of kisses for me. You see how cute my bee is? Oh my god. Looks even cuter than the oh my god. I think I'm hitting perimenopause because I forget things instantly. My ladybug. Ah! Oh, another thing that I wanted to try. I was trying to do like a, what's that called? Uh, is it dragon firefly? Yeah. Let me see. Let me see what colors I have. Okay, I think this round would work for the body. Let me mix it because I haven't used it in a long time. I need to keep this swatch because this is the very first time of me trying new things. So I'm going to start with the first part here. Oh, no, that's too dry. Okay, let me pick up a bead. Let's just try our first trust the process. Technically, the wings are the most important thing of this. Oh, that's too big of a bead. I'm going to place that right out here. And I'm going to move this closer. Can you see my vision? See, I should have stopped with the bee. The bee was cute. This one is looking kind of retarded. I'm literally holding my breath. I hate it when people listen to their music in their car so freaking loud. That's how you know I live in the ghetto. See, I'm not talking giving you instructions because I'm literally going with the flow. This is something I've never tried before. So I can't give you instructions on something I haven't done before. That's why I'm not talking too much. You just need very little monomer in your brush. That's too small of a bead. I think this is too much acrylic. Okay. Damn it, I think this is too much acrylic anyways. My apartment is literally vibrating. I'm just literally feathering this wing. Yeah, it does look retarded, but hey, I tried, okay? I tried. I should have stopped at the bee. The bee looks cute. This one, scratch it. Oh, hey, listen, you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn. I have a lot of color acrylics mixes that I made myself. Definitely check out my playlist because you'll find a lot of gems hiding there on how to mix your own acrylic, your glitter acrylics, your color acrylics. You'll find rhinestone placement classes in there. Definitely subscribe and hit that notification so that you can learn a little bit each day. I am very grateful for you all. Okay, let's just go one more time about how to clean your brush. Whoa, we just went from 60 to 83 likes. The last time I looked at the likes, it was literally 60. Now it's 83. You guys are awesome. Awesome, bestie. Okay, so once again, it's full of monomer. You're going to clean the front or back side first. Then you're going to go on the sides, making it to a point. And that's how you want your brush to stay. It's fully cleaned. It doesn't have too much monomer in it. It still has just a tiny bit. And that's how you clean your brush. Always take care of your brushes. Make sure that when you're doing the applications, that um it's you constantly cleaning your brush, that you don't put too much pressure, because the more pressure you put, the more those bristles are going to open, and once they open, acrylic is going to get in between those bristles, and then if you don't clean it properly, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get rid um of that acrylic that's within the brush. Okay, let me just clean this real quick. Thank you so much to everyone who was here today. I always try to do this like every Sunday. Now that I'm doing my sets on Saturdays. Last Sunday, unfortunately, I was not feeling well. Nobody wants to hear Tego Calderon here, people. Please keep driving. So bad that I know who that is. So this is what we did today. Just a quick recap. I showed you. Did I get another donation and I didn't see it? Nana Ange. Was she the one who gave me a donation? Is that Nana Ange? Wait a minute. Am I seeing things? Oh my God. You are awesome. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. I'm so sorry I did not see that. Thank you so much, babe. Oh, I love you guys. Oh, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you all very much. So, just a quick recap. We started with how to do your petals and the type of petals. I showed you how to dip your brush inside the monomer. Um, I showed you again what to do and what not to do. That's what happened with this swatch stick. And then we did this rose. I showed you how to do this rose. Then we did this one, I believe. Then we did this one, which is kind of weird looking, but hey, nobody's perfect. Then we did this one. So you can see the difference between those two roses, the pancake looking rose and the rose looking rose. Yes, you should go back and yes, only 13 to get to 100 likes. Yes, I'm very honored, very grateful for you all. Thank you so much. Um Again, like, you know, just don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share. You know, I'm trying to show you guys tips and tricks on things that I learn and things that I'm currently learning, as you can see here. So I am very grateful for you all. My nail wall? Oh, okay. I'll show you guys my nail wall. For those of you who are not really, familiar with my work, this is part of my work. I take off my nails. Once I take them off, I put them on these canvases just because, I like to go back and see what I've done, what I haven't done. I want to be natural. Thank you for being here, honey. I kind of go back and look at like all the nails. These ones that I'm showing you right here, those have been previous 3D nail art classes that I've done. That's why you see the petals like I just did today. See? And then I have this one here. This one is missing nails because my cat took them off from the canvas before I was able to put it up. And then I have that one back there behind my picture when I was 18 and cute. And then I have these ones up here. This is the ones that I'm currently working on, the ones that I've done lately. And then this is why I'm saying that Double Rhythm should sponsor me, because I've purchased all these gel collections from them and they're all from Double Rhythm. These are the only Modern Glams that I kept. I haven't worked with Modern Glam in a long time. But yeah, this is my type of, oh my God, 91. It's like every time I close my eyes and I look back up there, it's like 10 more likes. The most sexiest wall ever. 92 likes. Oh my God, we're a short of 100 likes. What? Come on, you guys. I know you can make me get there to 100 likes. See? And then this one. This is one of my favorite rainbow sets. This one is another 3D art class that I did. And then this was my very first set of this year. 94 likes. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hit that like button. Then this was Christmas. My Gothic Christmas black ice nails. Pink Christmas. Green Christmas. Glittery Christmas. Those are my Halloween nails up there. I like doing goth sets. This is one of my favorite goth sets that I've done. And then my spring sets, which is with those, what do you call those? Hi Tessa, thank you for being here. And then these ones, I love these ones. That Smurf set glows in the dark. I love this set right here. This rainbow set, as you see, it has the rainbow. Where is it? Wait, I missed. Oh, right here. It has the rainbow roses. 97. Oh my God. Let's go to 100. And then I have more flowers here. My cow print set. And then this flowers right here. And then I love this set. This is with, this is encapsulated. This is my Under the Sea set. And then this was kind of like my dark Gothic St. Patrick's Day set. It wasn't really for St. Patrick's, but it was kind of, that was kind of like the idea. And then this is my bangle, my first bangle set. I love this set. Very beautiful set. And then this is another goth set that I did. This is another bee set that I did. This is a cat eye. Did we make it to 100? Really? We made it to 100 likes? I'm still showing 99, so I don't know. And then this set. This is another one favorite of mine. See the center of the, oh, now it shows 100. Whoop, whoop. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Go, bestie. Clock it, bestie. Clock it. Oh, Where's my, let me show you my favorite sets. Let me show you this one here behind the picture has my very favorite set hidden. This is my one of my favorite sets. This is not a charm. This is a these are buttons. These are buttons right here. I got them from Hobby Lobby. I cut the back piece of it and I use them as charms. And then this you can make either a necklace. That's why it has this piece right here. Or earrings. And I use it as a charm. That's one of my favorite sets that I did too. And this is another. I tend to do kind of like a bee set every year. So yeah. And then that was me when I was 18 and I was cute and I was young. And then I keep motivation, you know, kind of. This is one of my favorite. I love Jack and Sally. And then I also love this movie, Corpse Bride. And I love their wedding vows. So my boyfriend got me this for Christmas, their vows. And I love it. Oops. Well, I'll fix it later. Yeah, and then my regular, you know, mess stuff, my photo box, my oh my god, the paints for my airbrush. But we still have something to do on this live. And that is the giveaway. Especially now that we just hit 100 likes. What? Bestie, what? It's a simple giveaway. Yesterday I did a giveaway. It was a much bigger giveaway. Today's a smaller giveaway. I have mentioned before that what I'm giving away is, you know, a collection of my colors, of these colors right here, so that you can do 3D flowers with these at home. And some rhinestones that I have that I can give away. So the rules to participate in the giveaway is that you have to be subscribed, you have to like, participate in the chat, follow me on Instagram, because that's how we're going to communicate. If the person that wins the giveaway does not follow me on Instagram and does not reach out to me, then I'll leave the giveaway for the next week, and then I'll do a giveaway next week. I do request time to get the giveaway ready, like the things ready, because I do have a regular 9 to 5 job. Not necessarily 9 to 5, but you know, regular full-time job. And yeah, and the giveaway is for US only. I do have something planned in the near future for my UK or over the seas besties. I know I have a few UK besties, and I want to be able to give to them as well. So let me get my notebook, because we're going to do it the same way we did it yesterday. Except we have more people here today than we did yesterday. So if you want to participate in today's live, oh, by the way, I want to say she is in here. Wanna Be Natural was the person who won my giveaway yesterday. So congratulations to Wanna Be Natural. Um, and then today, I'm going to, because I have she already won a giveaway, so I'm going to skip her for today's giveaway. But if you guys want to participate in the giveaway, I want you to put a blue heart in the comments starting now. Give me a blue heart if you want to participate. Wait, too fast. Wait. I kind of cut your name in half. Okay, is that everyone that want to participate? Let me go back and check to make sure I got everyone. So I have Sugar, Nana Ange, Jessica, Sandra, Regina, Nail Stamping Art Nurse, Carmen Santiago, Amber 163, Nighttime Nail Therapy, take Amber out. Okay. Wait. Yes, another thing is I will be checking if you are subscribed. If the person does not meet the qualifications for the giveaway, then I'll redo the giveaway. Alisa. Yes. Yes. They do need to be here to participate in the live. Okay. What's up with Amber that I was taking her out and she's asking to be put back in? Thank you, Regina. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's why I tell people subscribe. And that's why I keep telling people to participate. Okay, I gotta check Elisa. If I see any comments from you earlier, then I'll enter you. If you just walked in, I cannot add you. Sorry. I do not see a comment from her earlier. Oh God. See, this is the problem with doing giveaways like this, because people start to argue, but they don't understand the rules. You're supposed to be here earlier and participated in the chat. Actually, I have to verify. This person. If I see a comment from this person earlier, she'll stay. If not, okay. Okay, so she was here earlier. Okay, okay, you're good. Yeah, Regina was here. Mm. This is going to take some time, you guys, because I need to verify. And again, this is not going to be the only, this is not the last giveaway I'm going to do. Okay, so if you did not get to enter, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to participate in a future one. I do not see a comment from Carmen Santiago. She did put a heart, but I do not see a comment here from her earlier. I'll probably need somebody else to confirm that just to make this fair. I'm going as far up as I can. And if this becomes too much of a discussion right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have everyone comment at the end of the live. I'm like so far up. There's so many. I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, okay. Okay. I didn't. Did I say it? Did I see if Carmen? No, Carmen Santiago wasn't here earlier either. And then I'm not going to argue with people. That's why I like to tell people to participate in the chats. And I said it, I think 3 times, maybe 4. And I didn't even announce it at the very beginning of the live. Like, I announced it like past the 1 hour mark. So we were already more than 1 hour in when I announced that we were doing this. Regina, yes, I took you out, babe. Thank you for your honesty. In the giveaway, it's some acrylics that I made, like these colors that I use for today's live. Sorry, you can't even see it. These colors that I have made, and some rhinestone pots. I even said that earlier. They're about this big, maybe bigger, and they have rhinestones, and I have a bunch of those. So make sure for next time, and I don't usually put on the title that it's a giveaway. because I want the things that I give away to go to someone who actually supports me. Yeah, Katrina was here earlier. I remember Katrina. So that's why I just, you know, I want people, I want the giveaway to go to someone who actually is here, is active, participating, asking questions, or just saying, I even said, just say hi, tell me where you're from. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday. So the giveaway is closed, you guys. I'm not gonna add anybody else because I'm not gonna have 30 minutes of arguing with people. When people cannot understand the rules. And it's not like it's the last giveaway I'm gonna do. So this is my mug from Stitch. And this is exactly what I did yesterday. So good luck to everyone who is participating. Thank you so much for being here this entire time. My Stitch is cute, right? My hubby got it for me for my birthday. Okay. Everything will be verified if you are subscribed to my channel. If you win, you have to follow me on Instagram and reach out to me. And we'll take it from there. And yeah. Thank you. Okay, let's see if what happened yesterday happens today. Because I picked all the empty ones, like with no names before. Oh, no, we have a name. We have a name. Katrina. Wait, isn't Katrina? She was the last one I added. Was it Katrina? Right? Congratulations, Katrina. Look at that. She came in, not that she came in last. She was here earlier, but she told me she was going to do something and then she came back just in time. And look, she ended up winning. Congratulations, Katrina. You have to reach out to me on Instagram. Okay? Congratulations. And then I'm going to empty it out for the next giveaway. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but I'll let you guys know. Keep an eye open. Make sure to watch my lives because I no longer do videos. And yeah, congratulations. Go bestie, go bestie, go bestie, go bestie, go bestie. But yeah, it all depends on how things work. I'll be doing more giveaways. I always have little things here and there. I won't always be able to do a big giveaway, but yeah. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for those of you, Sugar and Nana Ange, that donated to my channel. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you for everyone who gave gifts. I appreciate you all. Thank you everyone who liked this live everyone who participated. Um, I'm sorry for those of you who were not able to enter. However, there will be more giveaways in the future. You just have to come in and participate. All right. Thank you all. Have a great afternoon. Love you. Bye. I'm going to leave you showing you my nails from yesterday. Definitely go back to my channel and check out the live from yesterday. All right. Love you. Bye.